Yo, we back, real talk, and we're gonna talk about this loser mentality. Alright, loser mentality is what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say majority of the people have it, but a lot of people, more often than not, do have a loser mentality. And a lot of people don't even know they have a loser mentality, but just because it was how they were raised. So I know certain instances in my life when I got older, I look back, I was like, damn, why did I think like that? So like some people just genuinely don't know. So those are people you gotta feel the most sorry for that have it and don't even know. Like they're just bred to think negative, not want anything out of life, barely scrape by, live paycheck to paycheck. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but if it's making you unhappy, it's a bad thing. And thinking that they can't do anything about it. So let's get into it right now. So number one thing with the loser mentality is excuses. Excuses, 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 excuses. That shit will fucking kill you. Excuses will destroy you. Excuses will have everything in your life just not progressing. Like if you have an excuse for why you don't have a car, why you don't have a certain job, why you didn't go to school, why you didn't start a business, why you didn't everything, cultivate a better relationship with your parents, your mom. Like if everything has an excuse of why something didn't happen and it's something that's partially or fully in control, that's a problem. Like that is a straight problem. If you have excuses for every single issue that comes into your life, that's a problem. And there's always going to be problems that come into your life. That's life. Problems are a part of life. You're going to have issues in your life. You're not just floating around here like a bird, just floating around, nothing, no worries in the world. Like when you're a human being, you have problems. You have bills, you have school, you have relationships with your partner, your parents, your siblings, shit, the pandemic. Like you have a lot of stuff going on. So like you can't expect problems just not to happen to you. Like you just a little baby in a little incubator when you get first born. Like you're going to have problems in your life. So don't run, don't hide, don't try to dodge, because once you're in that defensive manner where you're just trying to like avoid everything and play it safe and save your last dollar until blank date, you're gonna get ran over. Like there's people out there that are actively progressing to make their lives better. And if they're out here taking the first step every single time and you're out here just staying in one spot, just hoping that you get selected to this position in this job or this school, there's people out there that's just running by that's not even caring. That's just trampling on by and making things happen. You know what I'm saying? So the excuses to say the same, the excuses of why somebody else is where you're not, that shit is lame. Like it's lame. It's lame. Every excuse that you have is pretty much invalid. Y'all go check out Jocko Willink for that. Every excuse that you have, like, that you think is something that's worthy, that you're the only one dealing with it. Oh, I'm the only one with this problem. Nobody knows but me. Okay. Number one, more than likely, you, out of billions of people on Earth, and out of the however many thousands, 100,000 of years Earth has been around, you're not the only person that's had that certain problem. So if you just want to stay in that mentality of why me and blah, 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 and it's their fault and everything but you, when the common denominator is you with all your problems, why you don't have your career started, or why you don't have a better paying job, or why you haven't started your business or whatever you wanted to do, is you. It's on you. At the end of the day, it's on you. So quit with the excuses, because if you haven't noticed by now, nobody cares. Nobody, for the most part, is going to call you, hey, did you do this? Did you do that? Nobody's going to do it. It has to be on you. You're either going to be your best friend internally or your worst enemy. And second thing is a complainer. Every loser and bum and person I just don't even want to be around complain. That's just a common denominator of the loser mentality. Complaining, whining. Every little thing. Oh, why water has no taste in it? Why water have no taste in it? Oh, man, it's 75. Man, it feel better at 73. Like, it's people that complain about everything. Everything. Oh, man, I told you to be here at 5:30. You here at 5:31. Bro, or a woman, or anybody listening, complaining is a waste of your breath energy, mental capacity, however you want to put it. Complaining is so lame. Complaining is lame. So if you have somebody that's complaining around you, I highly suggest, I'm only going to tell you what worked for me, that you get them out of your space. Out of your space, because it's only going to rub off on you. You're going to start catching yourself thinking of the negative in every situation, because they think of the negative in every situation. And if you're around them every weekend or every day, you're going to start being negative like them. So that complaining shit, definitely part of losing mentality. So lose it. And back to the complaining is the pessimism. So I'm pretty sure everybody's heard the analogy, oh, glass half full, glass half empty. The way different people view things. So thank God that some of the people in my life were positive. So I just naturally was positive for the most part. But there are literally people out there who will make probably, let's just give an example, $100 in a day, lose 5 or make a bad investment with 10 of it, and all they talk about is the $10 they lost. Man, I should have never lost that. Man, I shouldn't spend that. It'll be 5 hours later. Man, I wish I would have. But the person that's positive, that loses $10, will be like, hey, at least I didn't lose 20. Hey, at least I still have 90. Hey, at least I got paid today. Like, they'll look at the bare minimum of what's positive and make the most out of it. And that's liberating as hell. So if you're positive with any situation, getting rejected, denied access to clubs, bars, like denied by women or a man, not accepted to Harvard or whatever, if you know how to remain positive and look for the bright side and either change the way you approach the situation or just choose a new path to get to your goal, you'll make it happen. But if you choose to be pessimistic and let that rest and just rot in your brain, your outlook on the rest of things in your life are gonna come out to shit. It's because you're gonna be looking at everything else like, yeah, I can't do that, or oh, last time I did that, this happened, instead of thinking, oh, this might be a better opportunity for this to happen. Oh, this might help me grow if I try it again. You're not thinking in that positive light when you're pessimistic. And pessimistic people are usually, not all the time, but usually the people that low income, usually the people that, I don't want to offend anybody. I know how everybody is in shit, 2021, 2020, but usually people that aren't that successful. Pessimistic people are usually the people that are the most unsuccessful. And you can tell, because when you get around them, it's nothing but talk about politics, talk about other people, talking about other people's relationships, just talking about stuff that has nothing to do with moving forward in life. That's how pessimistic people are. They talk about stuff they, number one, have no control over, and that's not going to help them move forward in life. So if you're around people that watch the news all the time, that's always on somebody else's Instagram, Twitter, social media, just in their life, just involved in stuff, yeah, I suggest you change your inner circle or change who you keep in your environment. And so this probably should have been the first thing I talk about. So the biggest contributing factor of the loser mentality is being around other losers. So usually when people are bums or alcoholics or drug addicts or just any space that's not conducive to success, they kick it with other people in that same realm so they don't feel insecure about where they are. So, for example, if you go to a bar and you see the same group of people there every weekend, what do they have in common? Well, you shouldn't be going to a bar every weekend, number one, but they all more than likely are probably making the same amount of money. They probably all have some type of internal mental issue that they're dealing with. Because nobody should, especially in your 20s, nobody should have to be getting, well, you should, at any age, nobody should have to be getting drunk every weekend, period. But you should not have to be going out every weekend to like feel happy. You need some time to yourself. So what I'm trying to say is people that are unsuccessful usually cluster up together. When you see LeBron kicking it with D Wade, kicking it with Draymond Green, these are just other NBA players, by the way, kicking it with Steph Curry's and all them, those are successful men talking about successful things, making successful moves. Like you don't see Bill Gates kicking it in a backyard party with ratchets. You don't see Elon Musk at like you don't see them out in stuff that's beneath them. Period. Like you see successful people doing successful things with other successful people. That's it. Like you don't see Beyonce out here kicking it with who knows who. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see like Ashton Kutcher, all these people that you know and respect or look up to, idolize. They don't kick it with other bums. They kick it with people that are on something. So don't kick it with people that are beneath where you want to be in life. And it might be hard to let go of them. It might be like, dang man, I knew this dude since I was in the first grade, second grade, third. There comes a time in life when you have to separate. So learn from their mistakes and move on. There's gonna be hate. Some people are gonna appreciate you being honest and just like, hey, this is where I'm going. I can't really do this. But then there's gonna be some people that are like, oh, you think you better than me? And majority of the time, it's not you being better than them. It's just you want your life to go a different direction. Period. And with that comes with settling. Comes settling. So a lot of losers just settle. They get comfortable in a certain situation and just, oh, this is where I'm going to be. Like, and they just settle. Knowing that they have higher goals set, knowing that they want to do other things, but they settle. And like, why do they settle? No confidence. Period. No confidence. And if they're hanging out with other people that are losers, if they're negative, if they're pessimistic, if all these other things are in that mindset, which they are, they're going to be okay with settling because they don't think they can do anything better. So, yeah, that loser mentality, please don't carry it on another day in your life. You will never be happy living in a realm, in a mind space of